Hi, can you guys hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. Okay, so today I'll be doing more of my web programming. I'm gonna make this. Okay, I'll make this bigger. Cool, even though my webcam is small, but I don't know how to change it though. Okay, let's get back to programming. So I just realized that I made a mistake here. So it's meant to say World of Computering. So if we change that, now if we load this, then it should be updated, right? Well, save. And then if we go to here, updated. Okay, good. Okay, so my idea is just to do the update page, which was saying what I've updated on this website, which does nothing at the moment because it doesn't take me to any link because I haven't created a link for it. So if we go here, and then if we go to create a file, it's going to be called update .html. So that would tell people what the updates. If you go and create that. Now if we go to home, now this is the point where we're going to copy some code. Okay, I'm going to copy up to there. So that way I don't have to redo all this. Back. If we go to update, then we should be fine here. And then now we should end the body tag. And end the HTML tag. Okay, so if we go to save, then that will be saved. Okay, so if we go back to if I change this and then put that over there, like that. I'm gonna update this to updates. Maybe it's just what was the web page? It was update, just update. Okay. Update. That should take me to update. Good. So this is how it looks. Okay. World of Computing. Updates. Updates. So if we now save that file, and now if we run this, then that should update to World of Computering. Awesome. Okay. If we add this, no. Okay. So if we add this to it, that should be fine. Right? Yeah. So over here we'll show all the updates with our website, which is what I really want to do, so that way people can see what has been updated. Okay. So now if I go to home, if I go to update part, and now if I paste the link there, like this, copy, and then paste that awesome link here, and now if I go and save, that if I go onto the home page, now if I click on to update, then it should take us into the link for update page, as you can see, guys. Okay, so we have to do for the rest of other web pages. So for about us, about me, I mean, because I'm not really in the business or anything like that. There's only one person working for it. So I would say save, and now if we go to update, about I mean, and then if we go to, hold on, let me refresh. Okay, update. Yeah, but it takes us to update page, which we want. And then if we go back, if we go to the update page, we also need to do that one as well, so that way people could refresh the page by just going to that one link. We want to get rid of this as well because that's not really what I need. Okay, good. So now if I refresh this, if I go to update, and yeah, so it keeps on refreshing. Okay. So what we could do for the update page at the moment is add the OL, then OL, which means and then 1. So over here we could put down added the update for website update page, which is used to give information about the website updates. Okay, so now if I go back and put down updates for the website, then if we do that, then if we save this, now if we refresh this, then this update website updates of the website. And now if we go back, and now if we go to about us page, about me page, and then if we put down updates, updates for website, updates for the website, then that should be cool. Okay, so we did that page, and then we need to go to the home page, and then we need to update that as well. So updates for the web page, or for our website, I mean, not web page, website. Okay, so now if we save this code, now if we go to home page, then that should be updated. Now if we go to about page, then that should be updated. So yeah, now it's good. Alright, now if I go back, now I have to update and then get rid of that dot. So it does its job. Awesome. So what I was about to do was about to make another web page, and this web page will talk about Linux, just for fun, really. This whole website is just made for fun, really. So I'm not really expecting much to happen to this website. If I go to that page, and then if I go to the, I'm kind of just doing the layout kind of for the update for the information page at the moment. So if I do LIAHREF equals to information sources. So this will give you for information sources like links. Alright, cool. And then if I put it down, information about computering. Okay, cool. So now if we add the and then li, so that should update the home page, right? Yeah, and then we can click on it, but that would do nothing because I added that to tell it not to go anywhere. So yeah, I have to do for the rest of the upper web pages. So if I copy that, and now if I go back, and now if we did home page, let's do about us, about me page, and then I put it underneath, Control D, and if we make this with another line, then save. Now it should be the same for about, right? Yeah, as you can see, it's right here. And now we do nothing, right? Yeah, that does nothing. Right, if we go back and now if we update the update page, okay, so if I add this link over here, then that's what that should do is add the information sources link. Good. So if I go back, now if I go to the update, then it should be here now. Good. So what I'm going to do before I create one of the 7 software updates, because I haven't really worked with my softwares, So is that I'm going to really do that information about computing first, so that way I could set up the layout of it and what it will look like. So if I create a new web page, information sources.html, great. And now if we go to the home page, so that way I can just copy the links, go up to here, copy, if we go back, and then if we go to information sources, then we should be able to Control V, and we should be able to now copy some code. So let's do header body, and then if we end the HTML tag, so what that should do is just add the links. If we go back, and if we go to the if we reload this, that won't do anything at the moment, but if we go to the information sources.html, then if we go and copy the information sources part, copy, and then if we paste this into this area, Control D, then what that should do is load, and then see we'll be able to steal that. So if I kind of put it on for all of the websites, copy, and then if I go to the home page, and you'll add that link to there. So I'll put it over here. Control D. So now if I save this, my class needs cleaning, lol, so I'll go and do that. Okay, so what that should do is if we save this, now if we go back to my home page, and then if we click onto there, then that will take you there. That is what I want, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to do for the other web pages, so about.html. I'm going to add this here. So I'll add this right over here. Control D. Okay, so if we save this, then if we go to about page, and then if we click onto here, then that should take you here. It's very good to test out a website as well, because sometimes you can make mistakes, and well, no, it's good to test out a website. Okay, so if we add this over here now, and if we do some Control D, then what that should do is update the it was this one, wasn't it? So if we go ahead, then it should take us here, but that does nothing. So I need to go back. We need to go to information sources, and then we should paste the code for URL here. And if we press Control D, then that should work. So now if I refresh this page, now if I do that, now I should refresh. Save. Right, so as you know, we came here. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this web page is add something over here. Click on one of these topics to learn the subject. For example, what is Linux? What is Linux? Cool. So now, if we save this, now if we load this, then this should show up. Okay, good. So what I'm going to do at the moment is let's add a is add a 1. So obviously before I do that, I need to do h3 and then what? And then what is Linux? So what that should do is add the text. That's all it's going to do. It's not going to add any links. It's just going to add a text. Okay, so if I save this, if I will load this, then it will show up here. What is Linux? And then if we add a question mark, then we go to save. Let's see. So that should be fine now. Okay, what we're going to do now is add the actual web page, and then we can just walk on the web page until it's done and add that web page to the correct. Okay, so what I'm going to do here now is add the what is Linux? What is Linux? Correct. So what I'm going to do is go back to home page and just copy the whole code. So up to here, so that way I don't have to do it. Copy, and if I go back, now if I go over here, Control D. If I now do the end of the head tag, then and the no, it would not be head, it will be body. So if I enter body tag, now if I enter HTML tag, then what that should do is okay, if we change this code, if we get rid of this, because I don't want this, what is Linux? And that should just take us to our web page. See, so I also have to put this in my own words as well, don't I? Okay, so what is Linux? If we now save the code, then that title should show up. Good. So what is Linux? Okay, what I'm going to do is add a paragraph. Linux is a free and open source operating system for desktop, mobile, and much more. Linux is very popular in servers as lots of businesses uses Linux to host websites. What else? To host websites and hold on. Yeah, I'm just doing this for fun anyway. So Linux servers uses. Netflix uses Linux, don't they? So to host websites, Netflix is very popular servers, such as businesses uses Linux. Netflix also uses the Linux servers to host and to stream videos and etc. Right, now if I look at that, if I refresh this, then see guys, it says information here. So Linux is free and open source operating system for desktop, mobile, and much more. Linux is very popular in servers, as lots of businesses use Linux to host websites. Netflix also uses Linux servers to stream videos and etc. Okay. So now if I add a dot to it, which means at the end of the paragraph, Linux is very good to use. Now if I add top 10 reasons to use Linux. Okay. So if I obviously made this one like a heading 2, I would say that'd be a reasonable heading type. So if I change this to heading 2, obviously it's smaller than heading 1, but if we have a look at that top 10 reasons to use Linux, I'm gonna underline this text as well, so that way people can, you know. Now if I refresh this, then top 10 reasons to use Linux. Okay, so if I go make a new space, obviously, okay, so what I'm going to do is OL, and OL, and then if I do this, and then if I do 1, it's free and open source. Okay, so that is one of our reasons. Let's do another reason. Linux is more secure than Windows and Mac OS, as it has very few viruses. Linux respects your privacy. Privacy, whereas Windows wants lots of information about you, such as your address. I'm also going to talk about the disadvantages of using Linux, and there is so many advantages and so many disadvantages, by the way, guys. So no OS is perfect. So that's what I'm going to say. I prefer Linux, by the way, guys, because, you know, I just think Windows messed up since Bill Gates left. But that's my personal opinion. What I'm going to do is top 5 reasons to use Linux, and then the other 5 can be top 5 reasons to not to use Linux. So that way, I have 5 for each. So Linux, for new users, can seem confusing. I know that would be a disadvantage. Linux can be tried. We can try Linux you can try out Linux without installing it, without installing the operating system. Without installing the OS. We can try out Linux without installing the OS with using the disk and USB stick. I recommend you guys to if you want to install Linux, then I recommend you guys to get USB stick instead of a disk, because disk is old-fashioned and USB stick is way better. Okay, one more reason to why to use Linux. Linux is also what is also good about Linux. I would like to say that Linux need an antivirus, as there's hardly any malware. In fact, there is obviously malware, but there's not much, because it's not as popular as Windows. It's going to be for disadvantage. I will put down H2 and then U. Top 5 reasons not to use Linux. Okay, so if I go and save this thing. Okay, so it's free and open source. Linux must occur for Windows and Mac OS. It has for viruses. Linux respects your privacy, whereas Windows wants lots of information about you, such as your address. We can try out Linux without installing the OS with using the disk and USB stick. We don't need an antivirus that says hardly any malware. So now, what we're on at the moment is top 5 reasons not to use Linux. So, okay. So the top 5 reasons not to use Linux is because Linux does not support a lot of games. So Linux does not support a lot of games that is on Windows. Actually, no. Linux has fewer games. Linux has less games than Windows. So it's better for gamers to stick with Windows. Linux can get confusing at first. Can get confusing for new users. Okay, so if I put that down and then OL and then we can run Wine software to run Linux, to run Windows softwares, and games but does not work all the time. Alright, so if I put that down, updates for softwares might be delayed as developers are mostly working on operating systems that is popular, such as Windows. Alright, one more thing about why we should not use Linux. I would say that Linux is forgot what I wanted to say actually. Linux is more into Linux is more being used on free terminal, meaning new users may not understand how to do stuff on terminal. That is true. Most stuff on Linux is done on terminal, such as installing like new software, updating software, and so on. So yeah, I use the terminal only a little bit, but I'm not really. I use it for gaming and stuff like that. Not really much for like anything extreme. So it's free and open source, and it's much more. What I mean by extreme is that I don't do lots of programming at the moment, so I don't really use terminal that much at the moment. But I used to use it a lot for doing programming like C++ and stuff like that and Python. Alright, so exactly I got that today. Now what I should do is add like for top 3 distros. Hold on. H. Okay. 3. H2 and H2. Top 3 Linux. After that, I will just talk about a little bit more about Linux distro. Okay, let me just do paragraph first. Let me talk about what is a distro. A Linux distribution is a Linux distro is a how should I put that? I know what it is. Like it's like different types of operating systems like we can install is a Linux operating systems that people can install. There is different distros that has different look and feel, so that way people can stick with their comfortable desktop. Right. So what should I put? Okay, so top 3 distros. Okay, OL. If I put down 1, Ubuntu. Now if I move on, I'll put down OL again. I go enter OL, then 2, and then if we put down LM, then 2 OS. Did I write that right? I'm not too sure if I write elementary all right. Let me just check again. So I used to use elementary OS, as you guys seen on my videos before. Okay, let me have a look at that. This is just to help me out whenever I get stuck. Geographyschools.com. So if you're doing programming, then this is a great website to get some help on, which I use all the time. All right. So elementary OS, did I write that right? No, I didn't. Okay. So this is a test I used to use when I was like doing level 1 course for IT. As you guys can see, it's what I used to use. I stopped using it because I just found loads of bugs on there and I didn't really like it because of that. And there were so many issues with it. Okay, so now if I Control V, update that to a capital E, elementary OS. Free Linux Mint. So these are the top 3 distros, in my opinion. In my opinion. How do I write opinion? Alright, let me just figure out how to write opinion. Opinion. Here it is, opinion. So yeah, this is all done by my opinion. So I have to classify that. That's not the top best distros from like a professional that actually did complete all his college degrees and stuff like that. But it's, in my opinion, I do think it's great. These 3 Linux distros. Okay, so I've got Ubuntu, I've got elementary OS, and I've got Linux Mint. Let me make this into a capital, so that way it's much more good. So Ubuntu, elementary, Linux Mint. I used to use Linux Mint on my old laptop until I had a kernel panic, but that was because I had hardware issues, and yeah, hardware issues comes when the computer is very old or is damaged. My laptop was very old, so you know, kernel panic is like a blue screen or death. But for Linux and Mac OS. So the only way we're going to see kernel panic is if we use a Unix-like operating system that is like Mac OS or Linux. We'll only see them. Top 3 distros. I'm gonna to go and underline this. Okay, so now if I refresh this, I should underline. So Ubuntu, elementary OS, and Linux Mint. Cool. Okay, I did pretty good today. I'm going to update this very soon now. I'm thinking of updating this, like this text stuff. Okay, so I've done that. Hold on, let me just figure out how to add like links to like add link to text, because I don't know how to do that. Yeah. Actually, no, I did this wrong. Okay, I meant to put down HTML. 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 Links, hyperlinks. Okay. Okay, here. That's what I want. Okay, so now if I go back to the other page, to information sources, now if I put this, what is Linux, over here, I paste this. Now if I put one here, then what is Linux? Okay, so now if I forget the hyperlink, copy, and now if I paste this in, Control D, now if we go and save this file, now if we go back here and if we refresh this, then if we go to home page, I believe it was on, yeah, and what is Linux, and now it should take with that. Okay, cool. I'm happy about what I did today, like what is Linux and so on. How long was I live streaming for? I don't even know how long I was live streaming for now. Okay, now what we're gonna do is add more information. A href, and this time will be about Windows, so it's gonna be all boring stuff. Because everyone uses the Windows, but again, some people use Macs for their silent lives, so some people don't even know what is Windows. So what I'm going to do is add this. What is Windows? And now what I'm going to do is share my mic. Okay. What is Windows? Now if we go to save this, now if we refresh that, oh wait, what I want is to add the BR tag. So what that does is add a break line. So as you guys will see, there'll be a break line because I don't like it like that. Now if I refresh this, then see guys, I like how it's better. So this does nothing because also I didn't make a web page for it. And I added this part to it, like this thing. So that way, if the computer will know to ignore the link thing. Alright. So if I go and create a new file, and if I put down what is Windows? And now if I go to the home page and just copy some code. Copy. Control V. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is add the end of the body tag. And then if I go to the HTML, then what that should do is what is Windows. Yeah, here we go. Alright, now if I put down what is Windows. Now if I save this file, now if we reload this, then it should say what is Windows. And now if we add some paragraph tag. Okay, so now I've added the paragraph tag. Windows is a page a pay to get OS. This OS is most popular operating system in the whole world, from gaming to education to businesses. Windows is an awesome operating system, but does still contain disadvantages. Edges. How do I write disadvantage? I was doing my college work all day today. Well, not all day because I'm obviously online, but I had to do it like online today class until like 1 o'clock. Right, here it is, disadvantage. So now if I go over here, contain disadvantages. But first of all, what we're going to do is talk about the advantages of using Windows. There we go, talk about disadvantages. So if we now update this to H3 and H3 and UL. No, not UL, it's U, isn't it? And then if we enter U. Top 5 reasons to use Windows. L1. Windows supports lots and lots of games such as Fortnite, let's say. Fortnite. I'm not a big fan of Fortnite, but hey, some people aren't. It's just an example anyway. Okay, so it's Fortnite. Alright. Oh, about Among Us. Among Us would be way better, because otherwise people would just cringe. Well, Among Us. Windows support lots and lots of games such as Among Us. Lots of users are using Windows, meaning it's more responsive to finding bugs. Lots of softwares available for Windows. Wait, did I write available wrong? Definitely didn't I? I just use the internet just for my spelling correction. Available. Available for Windows. And now if I end this tag, then it should do that. Now if we do fourth one, it's easy to get around with, as it has a similar experience to any other Windows versions. Bad experiences. Wow, with using next, I guess, experiences. Oh, here we go. It's all it takes. You just write down a sentence and it will tell you first, right one. Expenses. What do I mean by expenses? I didn't say expenses. Right. Experience. Here it is. Okay, so control the experience to any other Windows versions. That is true. Like, look at Windows 10. Windows XP. They look kind of similar, don't they? Like, if we go to images, as you guys can see, this is the start bar is there, and the start bar is there again, and these are still there, and that time is still there, and this recycle bin is still there. So it's kind of a similar actually. So yeah, so it's much more easier to get around with because well, it's actually always kind of been similar with the look. Not exactly the same, but well, Windows has a built-in, what would it be? Let me just write down COE for example, because that's the easiest one to write. Virtual assistance, isn't it? Yeah, it's a virtual assistance. Virtual assistance. Wait, I have one for the bin too. I bet it's not built in though. Right, so virtual assistance. Cortana. Okay. So H3, and then end of H3 tag. Now I have to add an underline text. So this will underline for text. Top 5 reasons not to use Windows. or can easily install malware as it has can easily install malware by X items. Windows does not respect your privacy. That is true. Windows doesn't respect privacy. If an update fails, then there's no backup. Linux and Mac has a backup, by the way, guys. That's why Linux is way better. Because if we'll have a failure adds update and won't boot anymore, Linux would provide you with a with an older version of Ubuntu, and then we can try to reinstall it again. So it's kind of bad like that. Less customizable than Linux. Because with Linux, you can install like tweaks, and tweaks allows you to change the appearance and change how our operating system works. But I never use tweaks in my entire life because I'm happy with the way that Ubuntu looks. I think I wrote that wrong. Yep, I did. Less customizable than Linux. So now that has been updated. Now what we want to do for 5 is I would like to put down like Windows. What's the disadvantage of using Windows? Let's do some research. Just wait. Hackers are more likely to hack you. That is true. Hackers are more likely to hack you. If we save this, if we now reload this, should I reload it? Top 5 reasons to use Windows. I think I made a mistake here actually. I did. Let's end this tag. If we load this, it should be all back to normal. Good. Awesome. If we go back, if we go to the information sources page, what is Linux? What is Windows? Right. Now what we can do is add the link into here. Over time, I will update these pages to assess to add more information now. Okay, now if I save this file, Now if I reload the website, information about computing, and if I go to what is Windows, then it should show up. I only tested this in Firefox, by the way, guys, so I don't know if it works on for other browsers yet, but it should do. So what is Windows? And top 5 reasons not to have 5 reasons to use Windows. Top 5 reasons not to use Windows. Cool. Okay. I'm also gonna not just talk about operating systems. I will also talk about malware and stuff like that. But first of all, I'm gonna do like a list of operating systems, like most popular ones into now. Obviously not for where unpopular ones because that would take forever. Right, if I now go to information sources, okay. If I add BR, because now this time I will do Mac OS. What is Mac OS? Is Mac OS. And if we go save this, then if we reload this, then what is Mac OS should load up. And this does nothing for the moment. I don't know much about Mac OS, by the way, guys. I did try out once at school, I do believe, and I had to do music. It was alright. I mean, like, it's based on Unix, so it's obviously better for Windows, for my opinion. Okay, what is Linux update? Information sources about. Right, what I'm going to do now is create a new web page. What is Mac OS? Okay. Rename .html. Capitals. HTML. Okay, and if we go to home, we copy all of this. If we go back, and now if we go to what is macOS, now if we copy and paste into there, now if we do the body tag, end of a body tag, now if we do end for our HTML tag, okay. If we just update this, what is Mac OS? So now if I go back here, information sources.html, what is Mac OS? Now that should just run me in. Hold on, because I didn't save a file, didn't I? Okay, save. Now if we load this. Okay, cool. So what is Mac OS? Mac OS is a desktop OS that is the second most popular desktop operating system in the world. But Mac OS is a paid operating system that people can buy. H2, I think it was H3 last time. Okay, so H3, top 3 reasons to use Mac OS. So the top reasons why people would use Mac OS is because it's simple to use as beautiful desktop. Two, you can use Wine to install and use Windows games and software. I did 5, didn't I? Top reasons to use Mac. My reasons why next computer should be a Mac. Let's just read through that. Obviously, going to put in my own words, but I just don't know much about Mac. Macs are constant for joy of predictability. Who needs security headaches and internet bad guys have it? Details count. Apple is one of the world's best software companies. Apple Store. Hey Macs are PC. Okay. So what I would put down is that I would say that Mac has fewer viruses than Windows has, and that is true, but they still got a lot of malware, but it's not as much as Windows does, because obviously lots more people use Windows, and Mac OS has fewer viruses than Windows. That's true. I think Windows is like the most targeted operating system for desktop, to be honest. Okay, it's good. Okay. Can I respect privacy? I don't think they do actually. It's not working. Okay. Guess what? iPad could do this only. Okay. macOS has a backup, don't they, for in case there's any like update failures. Mac OS has backups for in case if an update fails. One more good thing about it. Easy to use. I would say easy to use. I could. Okay, so now if you do H3 and H3, if we do U and then U, top 5 reasons to not to use Mac OS. Right, so top 5 reasons not to use Mac OS. Alright. Mac OS still contains lots of viruses. Lots of more games are only supported for Windows. I have to also put down that Mac OS is overpriced. In my opinion. In my opinion. Did I write that right? I wonder when I'm going to get for spelling opinion right. I've copied this. Hold on. No, this isn't what I wanted. My opinion. Here it is. If I go back, Control D, my opinion. Not everyone can afford Mac OS. I do think that Mac OS is overpriced, to be honest. So, yeah, that's why people turn to Windows, because Mac OS is too expensive to get. It's like £1,000. Okay. I would say that Mac OS is not open source. Not open source. Meaning CS code menu, can't cipher code. Okay, now if we add this to the copy, I have to put this down here. Forget all of this first of all, and now if the best Control V, then that is that, right? Get that back there. What is macOS? And let's stick with that. So this is my top 5 reasons to use macOS, and it's top 5 reasons not to use macOS. Okay, guys. Yeah. Hold on, I forgot to do something. This macOS. If you add a 3 next to it, then that should be done. If we now save a file, load this. Cool. What I'm going to do is do one more today. And today I'll be doing, I'm going to actually be doing one more and then, okay, yeah. What?